Man.
That's what they all say till they catch
My
them.
mother's the one that got her was like,
What's wrong with Jay-Z?
you do what you got to do.
You tell me what's wrong with him.
But you know, I think too that's because the women. I read a book called.
No one can ever tell me what's wrong with Jay.
Where do you start when you talk about what's wrong with it?
That's my thing. No one can ever truly say, this is my problem with Jay-Z.
Is he saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit? Let's start there.
Was Martin Luther King.
And we talking about Jay. Don't put
Exactly. Exactly. What I'm saying is we don't know who he is.
This is the thing that as Christians that we always do. The things we've done wrong, we might talk about it. We say, man, that was a wrong what I did. That's my past, but I can use it. People, Jay-Z like people to glorify. This is what Jay-Z said.
That's not true.
Jay-Z made a statement that people couldn't decode. And the statement, basically paraphrased, he said, why doesn't he give like other people like Magic Johnson or Bill Cosby?
Just like them. It's not more.
No, he don't. But
that's not true. That's not true.
That's
not true.
Do research. But he might not after the statement. Okay, but this is the statement he made. He said, I'm giving, this is like a Jesus statement. It's what he said. Jay-Z said, I give of myself.
Who's the dude that ran the running water campaign for Africa? Who started that campaign? Who sat with the UN to get running water in Africa? Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With Kofi Annan.
Is he gonna be having the folks selling crack over there?
That's what I'm saying. Y'all going there on the dude, and that ain't true.
So has he ever denounced that lifestyle?
Who the dude that did the Made in, who started the Made in America tour when Americans was losing their job and donated 100% of the proceeds to unemployment?
Okay,
Jay-Z.
Okay, that's your research.
Who just gave $1 million to Black Lives Matter?
Jay-Z. Your research project, because I'm gonna have some stuff next. Your research project. Your research project is on what have Jay-Z done.
Go do it. I bet you gonna change your mind.
I'm not gonna change my mind with his personality, man.
Everybody go.
No.
Wow.
Jay-Z is the thug, man.
Nah, man.
In the suit, man.
That's what they try to sell once the brother done changed his life. They want to keep his past as his present.
He wants to keep that.
Nah, he doesn't.
Now, has he ever said, man, that's my wrong?
You know how many people now look at Jay-Z and say, I don't fool with this Jay. He ain't the same Jay. He don't rap because he ain't there no.
No, I agree with that part. He's not
like
there.
He said it is though. He's like I told you, sell drugs. No, who did that? So hopefully you don't have to go through that.
He didn't sell drugs. I keep telling people that. He didn't sell drugs. He sold crack. That's the difference. Greg, crack. Folks kill folks.
That's what they
folks
sold.
in mass
You
crack,
need to go
man.
watch 13.
I did watch it already.
Did you see how they said there was really no difference between the powder and crack?
It's really, it's all, man. I'm telling you, as a recovering man,
exactly. It's all.
It's kind of like saying, you know, one sin is worse than
or
another.
Hennessy is worse than
Hennessy is worse than beer. It leads to destruction. The effects are different. 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The effects are different. That's my point. The effects are different.
30 seconds, going live.
Come on.
I gotta go do a research paper on Jay-Z. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Welcome. SMP3 with Mark and John G. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have your coffee, your tea, you have your milk, almond milk, whatever you drink, soda. Well, it's kind of early, so I hope you're not drinking soda this morning. But so we're here. We've been discussing forgiving and forgetting. We've been discussing actually Mafia 3, the video game, and letting parents know about that. We've been discussing actually systems. We talked a little bit about politics and And we're going to continue to bring you those powerful subjects. And we're excited to be on Black Network, a trendsetter, taking radio, taking the message in a new and diverse direction. So let your friends and let folks from all over the country and the world know about what we're doing and what Black on Black Network is doing. Emphasizing real talk, emphasizing the truth. You might not like it sometimes, but that's gonna it's gonna sharpen you up where you can be a better person. Now, also excited about next Sunday, starting in November the 6th, 7 p.m. To 9 p.m. So just imagine, I'm gonna have even more energy. 7 o'clock mark.
Oh Lord!
I heard that, Ronnie. So yes, even more energy at 7 p.m. Starting next Sunday. And always, I just want to congratulate Gregory and Ronnie, even Don, for setting the course. People don't understand when you do something that's new and that is revolutionary and that's going through an evolutionary period, that it takes inspiration. So listeners, we really, unequivocally, undeniably, unquestionably appreciate you
And need your support.
Yes, please.
Continued support here
Yes.
on Black Network.
Yes. It's just you are part of us. In the body, you need the hand, the eyes. We need everything, and we need you to not only support us, but let other people know about what we do, how we do it, and it's you just get on TuneIn. You know what I'm saying, and get that app, and just make it happen. It takes maybe a couple of seconds. Most of you have smartphones. If you have a flip phone, throw it away. Okay, and get a smartphone today. Just don't go to Walmart or Target.
John's paying for it. So just don't go to Walmart or
Yeah,
I want to jump right in there
Yes,
too and
please,
remind folks
please.
that at 2 today and every Sunday from 2 to 4, you can join Gregory Merriweather for Words from the Well.
Oh man.
And also on Tuesday afternoon from 2 to 4, you can see the Black on Black talk show. Greg always has some very interesting
Yes.
guests on his show, and as well as interesting topics. So, and then we have, as far as I know right now, we have at least 2 or 3 other new additions to the Black on Black Network. Yay!
Yeah. Yes.
So Black on, but one of the things I like that Ranita and Greg says, that this is not just a network; it's
Talk
a
to me.
movement. And
Movement.
and yeah, and there's something really, really special going on in the Black community
Yes.
throughout all of the. And I just have to throw this out there real quick, because sometimes when we give out these statistics,
Yes, sir.
sometimes when we give out these truths,
Right.
it brings people down,
Right.
and it can very easily do that. And I just want to remind folks that this is for your information. Information is healthy, but there is a solution. There is a way out. It is all not doom and gloom.
That's correct.
There are a lot of African Americans doing very well and understand the plight of those that
That's
are
correct.
not, that care and are doing everything in their power to assist and to help. We just need to know these things. We need to hear the truth from ourselves, from each other.
That's right.
And we need to hear the truth. And we're not going to get that, as John was talking earlier. We're not, more than likely, we're not going to get that from mass media.
No,
We're
no,
not going
it's
to
not
get,
that.
yeah, we're not going to. So this is the place where you really, and we got to ask ourselves sometimes, do we want to hear the truth?
Yes. That's correct.
And most of us know what that is.
Yes, we do.
But we also want to remind folks that there is a lot of good stuff going on.
Yes, it is.
In the African American community. A lot of people doing some really great stuff. Right, John?
Yes, it is. And we have to realize we have parents, single parents, that are willing and capable of doing an excellent job with their children. As a substitute teacher, off and on for the last 22 years, I've seen some exceptional Black children.
Exceptional.
Yes. at all
Well,
grade
actually,
levels.
Well, let me
Yes,
jump in there right there.
Yes, sir,
because I was
yes, sir.
thinking about that the other day. Because we have to get away from that. That's one word that I'm trying to get away from
Okay,
too.
okay.
Because in my
Yes, sir.
immediate surroundings,
Right.
actually, getting in trouble on a continuous basis is exceptional.
Okay.
Most of the brothers and sisters that I hang out with, they are responsible and productive.
Correct.
Amen. And see that exceptional comes from actually slavery. It's kind of a slave mentality. It's like Brother Mark. I have these issues with black people, but you're an exception. Wow, what a statement, John.
Yes, that's man. That
So
well, I think we could echo on that on the same thing as the M word that I stopped using 18 years ago,
amen.
and that's the minority. I stopped using that, and I always use this a good example as an officer selection recruiter for the Marine Corps. It was a mission, 10% to put in African Americans that would be future Marine officers. Ronnie and Greg and young Paul, in 3.5 years, I never put in a black person, black woman or a black male. We went to FAMU, Albany State, Georgia State. I was in Florida, about 40, 50 different colleges, University of Florida, University of South Florida, all of them. But the mission was still filled because if you're 25% of Alaskan, Chinese, then you're still considered a minority. So that's a big misconception. So you'll never hear me use that word because they use that, and if you apply for a loan or anything, they have a minority amount that Jesse Jackson set up with this one bank a long time ago, and they'll put the $1 billion aside, but that means that $1 billion can be used for if you're from Vietnam, if you're from China, if you're from Russia, you're considered a minority. So we do not get those funds. So that's a huge misconception. People say minority. I say you need to be compartmentalized, categorized here, define what that is, because I know I've been there, done that. Okay, so you don't say, oh yeah, y'all get 20% y'all for minorities. No, how many black folk, how many Negroes, colored, okay, African Americans, how many of us truly receive that? So we have to be diligent in knowing how people use that word, okay, and who's actually receiving the benefit of those funds, of those opportunities. And sometimes, a lot of times, it's missed. And again, in my experience, having businesses in South Carolina, they've used that in order to encourage us on things that are not true. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Want to jump right in there and let everybody know. It looks like William Bumpus is not going to make it this morning. He was trying to, and so keep him in prayer. He's just contacted me. And looks like he's not going to make it this week. So we'll talk to him about coming back on the show at another time. Also, just want to remind folks again that next Sunday, the 6th, we will be changing hours. And so we're going from 7 to 9, perfect. We're going from 7 to 9 p.m. So we want you to come on over and join us.
Excited.
For SMP 3.
Sleep.
Also, we just found out that they're going to be re-airing the show on Wednesdays from 7 to 9. Okay, so if you miss us on Sunday, come back on Wednesdays from 7 to 9, and you can hear that. And again, we want to remind everyone that 2 o'clock today, words from the well. All right, Gregory Merriweather opens up the book and he preaches.
Yes. Yes.
And teaches, but we're in need of an interviewee, and who better to jump on the mic?
Interviewee rhymes with Jay-Z.
Coming right back, Greg's going to step in and say a few things, so stick with us, okay? Thanks, Greg.
was something.
So we're gonna throw Jay-Z under the bus.
So when we come back, we'll be at right around 40.
Yep.
So I'll give you a 10-minute rant.
You think you had 44?
I need you to make sure you announce today on your show that you're preaching too.
No,
Sunday.
But
no.
what'd you say?
Announce that he's preaching Sunday, 4 o'clock.
You preaching? You teaching?
Yeah, at Christian Community, 4 o'clock Sunday. Not today, but next Sunday.
Why didn't you say something, man? You probably put it on Facebook,
No,
didn't
he
you?
didn't.
No, it's gonna all be. It's gonna be on why Jay-Z works throughout the book. Jay-Z in the Bible.
You are so wrong, man. You are so wrong.
The word,
I should be like, that's probably gonna be a Lester.
the word, and Jay-Z.
That remind me of Richard Pryor. Well, let me take you to the Book of Wonder. A child was born in Heartbreak, Mississippi.
Right, the Book of Wonder.
Surrounded by 4 walls that was not Freddie. His parents, that's 2 peoples. You got a minute 30.
Don't hit nothing till the give you the cue.
No.
That's a
Dog, my man Jay. No, Jay. SMC. Living. You can't pick it better, MC. None of that people you listening to, young Paul, can match Jay. He's the baddest.
You said Lecrae?
Lecrae ain't close to what Jay.
You don't even know who
Speaking of
Lecrae is.
Lecrae,
Lecrae is on our system.
Yeah, crazy bad boy. And he didn't go
Speaking of
through
the
shop. But yeah, I remember he talked about that. He said, I ain't
That's
do.
what messed me up when
Yeah,
I told you.
he said, I didn't go through all that.
So there's no K
30
N
seconds.
O W in his rhymes. We get that on the way home.
we're going hot, y'all.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm trying to figure out a good name.
I'm praying for you.
Yes, yes.
That's Lecrae. I'm praying for you. Welcome back to SMP3 with Mark E, John G, and stepping up to the mic.
Gregory. All rhymes,
Got
man.
Greg Merriweather.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Greg?
Nothing much, sir. What's up?
You know, I wanted to first of all say thanks, man. I always appreciate you stepping in, and I always love what you got to say.
Thank
But
you.
I wanted to really give the listeners the opportunity to hear what's going on here at Black on Black, man.
Okay.
Because it's really exciting stuff.
Yes, it is.
You want me to talk?
No, you can go ahead. Well, you know,
Black on Black, man. I think that the beautiful part about it is that when I say it's not just a network, it's a movement. I mean,
Yeah.
it truly is, because what we found is just what John said. There are not a lot of when you look at mainstream networks, I mean, it's all pretty much predominantly white owned. And then when you look at what's happening with the internet, it's providing an opportunity for us to take advantage of it before there are sanctions and things like that. And so for me, the notion of saying let the truth be told is what it's all about. I was talking to some people yesterday, and we were just talking. People kind of thought about the stigma of black on black, and they associate it with crime. Whereas, my mind is to associate black on black with being the ignition switch of turning on black.
okay.
And so it's turning on black, turning on black unity, black love, black education, black news, but most of all, Black truth.
Yeah.
And I think that by doing so, I think that more people will be proud of who we are when we get to the bottom of it and we get the truth of what we do. And so, heal, educate, empower, and develop
Yes.
is what we live by. And once we're healed, educated, empowered, and developed, people will take heed. Of what it is that we do. And so that's the whole deal with Black on Black.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. So man, just a lot of shows.
Yeah. Who are the new shows?
We've got Sean Hood. She's got Keeping It Real with Sean. Then we've got Dolores, who is
India.
which is Indie on the Go, which will definitely, which I think is going to be an awesome show because it'll encompass everything going on around the city.
Beautiful.
And so I've had the pleasure of just watching her take off on the internet because she's just really, really connected, not with just politics, but I'm talking spoken word, music, jazz. I mean, she's everywhere. So it'll bring a different dynamic to Black on Black because now we'll start really diving into the culture.
Yes.
What my goal here with Black on Black is to become the infrastructure, not just of just great news, but the infrastructure of entertainment because Indianapolis never really took on a style.
Yeah.
And I think that people will get to hear, the Bashiris and, the Stacys and all the bands and all that kind of stuff and, give them a home to be like, what, and then, like we had last week, Evans.
Yes, yeah.
Came on,
LJ.
LJ.
Awesome,
So,
Yes, man.
I listened to that song, man, and the brother's way, way talented.
Yes,
And
yes.
so, I was not a fan of gospel rap,
Right.
but by listening to him, right here in Indianapolis,
Yes.
that's the guy that pretty much helped me convert to be like, man, this can really work. So,
Okay.
Yes,
so that's what
yes.
Black on Black is about. Because as we build it, man, I'm learning as well. So,
Yes.
So that's the beauty of it.
That's powerful.
And you and I have talked, some time ago, and we both agree on one thing. And John and I have talked about this too. Indianapolis has a lot of talent
Yes.
in it.
Tons of
Tons of talent, man.
Yeah.
Not necessarily undiscovered, but they don't have an avenue to the mainstream, a vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the goal because I spent some time out west and made some great contacts. Really starting to make some great contacts in the South, in the Atlanta region, and so just being able to get with people to say, what, I can stay here and now reach people
Yes.
and allow this to be the vehicle to say, all right, check this guy out. Now I want those people to be able to stay here.
Yes, right.
And then and their talents take them abroad.
Yes.
And then they're able to come back and,
There you
and build our own culture. And then, because what I believe with Black on Black is through this, you'll be able to have, companies that start film. And then you have, places where you can go hear authentic Indianapolis jazz.
Okay.
Places you can go and have an Indianapolis band. There are filmmakers, playwrights, all
Yes.
those things. So I believe that Black on Black becomes the place where all of it starts to build and you develop a Black culture that's Indianapolis based.
Amen. John?
That's beautiful. And I think that, Greg, that sometimes we don't have that illustration. I talked to young Paul about a movement. And I mentioned to him when I went to Gary Roosevelt and I was a freshman that folks would come in the classroom and collect money from the NAACP. And we were 15, 14, and 15, and we all went in our pockets.
Yeah.
Because there was a movement. So when you can have a movement, it'll charge up everybody. It'll charge up black people, white people, Asian, Indian people. Everybody get charged up because they realize that the vehicle that you're using and the ignition in order to get black on black. People don't understand one thing. If you empower us because of who we are as a people, we're going to empower you.
Everybody
Exactly.
prospers.
People forget
That's our
that.
history.
That's our history.
That's our
So,
history.
so when the Moors took over, the Moors told the Greeks, y'all keep everything. Keep your culture. We don't want your culture. Keep your banking system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we are not into this individualistic-ism that we got to take over and we got to be the board,
Right.
and we have to assimilate. No, we want you to have yours, but once we're empowered, And then we're talking about Indianapolis, we're talking about the United States, we're talking about from a global perspective that we need to send out better images to the world.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, China, Korea, the Philippines, all over. And the Black on Black Network is going to afford us that opportunity to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. Because, you know, when we look at it, I'm so happy because, you know, I'm a person that stays 24/7 with it.
Grinding.
And so I'm grinding. And so, you know, when I look and all of a sudden I get the following of people in the industry, whether it be Van Jones with CNN or, you know, the people I talked to, Tony Gaskins, and all those guys. And then you start getting the entertainment piece of it, you know, where people are like, hey, I have music, or hey, I do this. And all those people start following you. And all of a sudden, you know, you get stuff sent to you. And so that lets me know that people are looking for an avenue to say, man, you know, I don't want to just be, you know, my thing has always been this. Why be a person that sends your information to YouTube and let it sit there and people have to find you amongst 4 million?
That's right.
You can send it to me and be one of 30.
Man.
You know, so you can, you know, I can put anyone into rotation on music. When we get the TV part up and running, if you have film, you don't have to just get your stuff pimped. You can definitely have a place to go and say, all right, man, my film is going to be shown on the Black on Black Network, and I know what time it's being shown.
There you go.
That's what Black on Black is about. And I'm like, let's beat YouTube with our own. You know, the best, I say this all the time, the best protest is by supporting your own.
That's it.
The best protest is by supporting your own.
Absolutely.
So the Black on Black, when we talk about the Black Friday,
Yeah.
because we got the other one coming up, you know, soon. So how do we
Remind folks what that other one
with the other one? I don't use that word, but call it Blue Friday or Yellow Friday. but help us out with that, Greg. I mean, give us some motivation about that.
Sure. Black Friday, you know, what we're doing here at Black on Black is we really want, you know, when we think about the $1.3 trillion that we had in spending power last year, was greater than a multitude of nations.
Yes.
And we gave it all back.
Yeah.
And so with the Black on Black Network, we really want to strive to get rid of that thing of where our dollar only stays in the community for 6 hours. That is a huge thing, because you think about getting your paycheck, and the day you get your paycheck, in 6 hours you've given it to another community. It's humongous. That means either it's a bank. 9 times out of 10, the bank is the first move.
Gotcha.
Because you take your money to a bank that's not about you.
That's right.
And so therefore, then you don't get the loans, you don't get equal lending, you don't get equal housing, you don't get, I mean, all these things are stimulated from that. So what we want to do with the Black on Black Network is we really want to push making Black Friday real. You know, when you think about it, Black Friday, when it was taken, it's generally one of the only times that the word black is used in a positive light. And so I said, well, since on this thing we're gonna take black back, because it's always been positive to us. So let that be our positive Friday.
Yes.
So we're gonna take Black Friday really 52 weeks and really say, find a way to shop black. There are too many avenues, whether it be online, somewhere, even if it's eating, even if it's an establishment. If you do, I mean, I can't knock it. If you go to a club or a bar, go somewhere black and make sure you're doing what is necessary to support your own people, because it stimulates you. And at that point, keeping that dollar in our economy, we have to understand that once that dollar keeps going, my thought is this. If I can say every Friday as a business owner, I know people are coming to support me, that allows me to prepare for it. Not only that, that increases my staffing. That increases black jobs. And at that point, once we start doing these things, it starts growing. And we look, and then those small businesses turn into larger corporations. And we have to get to the point of saying, it's that $1, it's that $2, it's that $5.
Right.
It's not a matter of you taking $100 and saying, it's a matter of saying, let's take that dollar and start stimulating the black community.
And I have to jump in here, because I just really feel so fortunate on, and I just want to let a few people know how we all got connected, and how I can relate to all of that. For one thing, I got to say that I've been working for a long time, And I'd like to believe that I'm a pretty good employee, but I find it amazing to be able to work with a brother or a sister, you know, in their own business. Let the people know that John, I actually worked for John in TripGear. John found me at a time where I was unemployed. He interviewed me. We hit it off, and he actually hired me. Excellent supervisor, excellent boss. Paid me very well. As a matter of fact, the hourly wage that John gave me was twice as much as I was making.
Wow.
You know, in the corporate world, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's why we're still together, because I'd like to think I worked hard for him. I really loved TripGear and what he does. And then on the other hand, with you, Brother Greg,
Yeah.
I remember when we first met, and we had some of the same, you know, interests and things like that. And then here we are.
Yeah.
And I just want to just stress the fact that how nice it is, you know, working for brothers.
Yeah.
And I just really believe that if I can work that hard for the corporate world, for other folks,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
How much more should I work harder for my brothers and my sisters?
And that's real. I mean, I love that thought, you know, because, you know, I've had people ask me, you know, are you tired? And yeah, I have moments, but, you know, I said it one time, I was like, I was built for this. And
Yeah, I like that.
And what I mean by that is the fact that if I did wrong, man, I did it 24/7.
That's right.
You know,
Come on, Greg.
So for me, I'm like, man, you know, we talk about this in our men's group, and I said, you know, I thank God that he didn't do a 360, because I would have been in the same place. But being that he did a 180, it was him taking what it is that I had, allowing me to utilize it in a different manner. And so I have a 180 degree. I still have the tenacity of a person who's in the streets, but at the same time, I'm using it for good. And I think that's the whole conversion with Paul. You know, he was a killer, but then he still had killer instinct, but he used it for the building of the kingdom.
That's right.
So nothing
That's
better than that.
I think Lecrae or some
Drop the mic.
I think Lecrae or some other rapper mentioned. He said sleep. He said sleep. He said I can sleep when I get to heaven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta get done now.
That's real.
I'm like, man, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
You're gonna make me cry, because that's what my mom used to say.
Oh man, dang, that's nice.
That's nice. And that's the thing, man. I truly believe that you'll get your rest when it's time. And right now, man, when you get on that mission and you're just driven for the power, you know, exceedingly abundantly. You can ask and think according to the power that works in us.
That's right.
And when you think about that, you know, the power that works in us is a 24/7 power. Because he says, I don't slumber or sleep.
Right.
So
You tell me that Greg was not going to preach.
He's not preaching. He's just saying.
I'm just saying. That's the thing, man. We you know, when you find that God has placed it inside you, man, there's some miraculous things that come out of it when you really get on task. Really.
Yes. Amen.
Good
So
stuff.
again, man, just
stuff.
thanks. And we're at the tail end of our show at SMP3. We want to thank everybody, first of all, for coming and joining us. Remind them again of several things going on. On the 6th, we're going to do what?
Yes, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m.